Brigadier General Colbert. The future hero was born on November 18, 1777, in Paris, into a very noble and wealthy family. Despite being a part of the aristocracy, Colbert was highly enthusiastic about the revolutionary events in France. At 15, he enrolled in the National Guard. He quickly advanced through the military ranks thanks to his excellent education and upbringing. In December 1795, Colbert served as an adjutant to General Grouchy. Within 2 years, he received a promotion and joined General Bonaparte's Italian army. The career of a young cavalryman moved swiftly. In a very short time, Colbert became an adjutant to Murat. In 1798, Colbert was a part of the French campaign in Egypt. He fought in the famous Battle of the Pyramids, but truly distinguished himself as a leader in the Battle of Salahia. He acted very bravely during the Siege of Acre. During the siege of that fortress, Colbert received a heavy wound, which took 2 months to heal. Bonaparte had been paying attention to this brave young man and soon awarded him an honorable weapon. When he returned to service, Colbert took part in the defeat of the Turkish army in the Battle of Aboukir. After the signed truce, Colbert left Egypt and returned to France. Bonaparte personally greeted Colbert. "Citizen, I received your letter. I rejoice in your arrival. I will never forget the bravery which you showed in Egypt. Welcome." On June 14, 1800, Colbert took part in the Battle of Marengo. His promotion to the rank of colonel took place right on the battlefield. After the defeat of the Second Coalition and the arrival of peace, a young colonel decided to rearrange his personal life. On December 30, 1803, he married a daughter of an influential French senator. However, Colbert had financial difficulties. He was short on the money needed to arrange a wedding, but a good friend stepped up to help. Marshal Murat financed absolutely all of Colbert's wedding expenses. However, a peaceful personal life did not last long. The War of the Third Coalition was approaching. On August 29, 1805, Napoleon created the Grande Armée. It was divided into 7 corps. 27-year-old Colonel Colbert was put in charge of the 6th Corps Cavalry Unit. This position required maximal bravery because the unstoppable Marshal Ney was in charge of the corps, but this situation did not scare the young colonel. By the start of the War of the Third Coalition, the brigade consisted of 2 cavalry regiments. In total, the brigade armed 800 men. The brigade first entered the battle on October 14, 1805, during the Battle of Elhingen. During this battle, Colbert's horse was killed, but his cavalrymen captured 1,800 Austrians and 5 cannons. Colbert showed off his best side, and his actions were noted in the military bulletin. In the Battle of Elhingen, which is one of the best battles of this campaign, special note is given to 18th Dragoon Regiment and its Colonel Lefebvre, Colonel Lionquière from the 79th Brigade, 10th Cavalry Regiment and its Colonel Colbert. After the triumphant victory of the Battle of Austerlitz, the French army received rewards. Napoleon did not forget about the brave colonel. On December 24, 1805, Colbert was promoted to the rank of brigadier general. And during the Prussian campaign, he proved that he was justified in his rank, and his brigade covered itself with true glory. In the heat of the Battle of Jena-Auerstedt, the avant-garde of Marshal Ney found himself in a very difficult situation. The Prussian troops all but surrounded Marshal Ney, but Colbert rushed to help his superior officer. During this fight, Colbert's cavalry completely wrecked the Prussian Cuirassier Regiment Holzendorf. After that, Colbert made multiple attacks on the enemy's infantry, and thanks to these attacks, Marshal Ney held his positions. Napoleon had again paid special attention to the brave actions of Colbert and once more mentioned and honored his valor in the military bulletin. Brigadier General Colbert leading the 3rd Hussar Regiment made several highly successful attacks on the enemy's infantry. During the Polish campaign, Colbert successfully fought as part of Marshal Murat's cavalry reserve. He specifically distinguished himself during the Battle of Goff. During this battle, Colbert's brigade, together with General Doppel's cuirassiers, crushed several Russian infantry regiments. In the Battle of Eylau, Colbert's cavalry acted on the conclusive stage of the battle. After a short rest, the soldiers faced yet another heavy fight. During the Battle of Gutstadt, the Russian army unexpectedly attacked the corps of Marshal Ney. For the entire day, Colbert experienced heavy struggles battling an enemy with 3 times more men. Thanks to the courage of Colbert's cavalry and the skillful actions of Marshal Ney, the corps was led out of the strike of the Russian army. Within a few weeks, Colbert with his brigade would take part in the famous Battle of Friedland. Another coalition was crushed. For his successful and brave actions during this war, Colbert was honored with the Order of the Iron Crown and promoted to the rank of Baron of the Empire. The general was at the peak of his military career and, despite his young age, had a great deal of authority in the army. Marshal Ney, who was usually stingy with compliments, spoke of him saying, "I don't know a better cavalryman than Colbert. When he is in outposts, I sleep well." Later, Colbert's brigade moved to Spain as a part of the 6th Corps. Acting in the avant-garde, Colbert pursued General John Moores' British Corps. However, on January 3, on his way to Astorg, the French cavalry reached General Moores' rearguard. Colbert only had 6 squadrons by that time, but Marshal Soult insisted on immediately attacking the enemy. Understanding that it would be a hard fight, Colbert moved ahead with his adjutant to scout the site of the attack. And at this moment, British gunner Tom Plunkett, lurking in ambush, fired a precisely aimed shot. Despite the shot's long distance, the bullet struck Colbert. Colbert died as a result of that headshot. His death proved to be a large loss for the French cavalry. English Colonel William Napier, who served in Spain, wrote this about Colbert's death. A young General Auguste Colbert died. One of the best cavalry officers of his time in entire Europe. His limitless bravery fascinated all Englishmen, and a sad feeling overtook our army when this brave soldier died. Without any doubt, despite his young age, Colbert was one of the best cavalrymen in the French army. He had the talent of a great commander, exquisite manners, and rare beauty. He was well educated, spoke several languages fluently, was a very disciplined man, and an excellent rider. His soldiers had the utmost respect for him. The general's name is engraved on the Arc de Triomphe in Paris. Colbert's statue still stands in the park of the Military Lyceum Saint-Cyr. The general's bust adorns the Museum of French History in Versailles.